Hey guys, this is Frozen doing Stranger Things fan by Dustin 4 here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today is another movie that I'll be talking about in honor of its first anniversary. And I think you all know what the movie celebrates its 1 year anniversary today. I've reviewed every single Phase 4, almost every single Phase 4 movies leading up to Thor: Love and Thunder, but there was one movie that I actually missed because I didn't really have the time to review, and now for its 1 year anniversary, it's a perfect time to do it. And this movie I'm reviewing right now is Eternals. So Eternals is directed by Chloe Zhao, directed of the Best Picture winner Nomadland, and is also a Best Director winner. Stars Gemma Chan, Richard Madden, Angelina Jolie, Salma Hayek, Kit Harington, Kumail Nanjiani, Lia McHugh, Brian Tree Henry, Lauren Redloff, Barry Keoghan, Ma Dog Sang, Bill Skarsgård, and a special cameo from Harry Styles. And yeah, that is such a big cast. Like probably the biggest cast. Yeah, it's yes, one of the biggest casts in the MCU. I think it's no surprise that because the MCU is pretty much the MCU has the greatest cast ensemble ever put to film. There is no competition. So yeah, Eternals tells a story of these group of heroes. Like we were some of the oldest Marvel heroes ever. But yeah, they were born 5,000 years ago in 5,000 BC, and it started with them like saving the civilization from deviants. I'm not sure if they were actually born in 5,000 BC, but I know they emerged in that year, and that's where the movie started. And then cutting into present day, we see our Eternals members living in their personal life. Like Cersei is now a professor with her new boyfriend Dane Whitman. And Sprite, she also takes care of Sprite, and after a powerful earthquake hit, Icarus comes to check on them, only to witness a deviant that emerged from the water. When everyone thought that the deviants were dead 5,000 years ago. So and then when they saw the deviant attacking London, they must warn Ajax about it. But knowing that Ajax dies, and then the Eternals must come together, reunite from their personal, will sacrifice their personal life to reunite and stop the deviants, and find out the truth. And yeah, I won't say anything else. So yeah, yeah, I think it's very interesting. Because no other MCU movie has been this critically panned by critics more than Trails. I mean, there were some really bad MCU movies. Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, and especially Captain Marvel, my least favorite MCU movie, and I don't know if that'll even change. And then we got the crappy shows as well, like She-Hulk and Look, all of them got good reviews, apparently. But Eternals is the one MCU movie that is critically panned, and this is often regarded to be the worst MCU movie. Well, I mean, actually technically it's an argument now because there are some people who say that Thor: Love and Thunder is the worst MCU movie, and there's some people who say that Black Widow is the worst MCU movie, but the vast majority I've heard say that this is the worst MCU movie. Yeah, I think I've just made a video about defending Phase 4. Yeah, I still don't get the hate for Phase 4. It's my favorite MCU era, and 2021 was probably Marvel's and the MCU's strongest year since 2014. I mean, 2014 had two MCU movies. I gave a 10 out of 10 too, and every MCU year would probably have one masterpiece and one that I think is just alright. Like, although there's some years like there'll be one misfire from the MCU, like one that's underwhelming, but years like 2015, we got the one masterpiece and one that's still great but not a masterpiece. Like 2015, and yeah, every year has been like great, but like 2021 had like four MCU movies, and I loved every of them. two of them I defend. One of them I think I deserves more credit than I deserve now, and of course one of them is No Way Home. So yeah, but yeah, I think some of you guys know me. If you don't know me so well, you guys know that I defend Eternals. I think Eternals is an underrated gem. Everyone knows that by now. Well, it's not a perfect movie. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I think this is the weakest MCU movie to come out last year. But that definitely doesn't say much because well, I love Black Widow. I love Shang Chi, and I loved Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, Eternals isn't the only it's not the only MCU movie I defend this year as there is a Black Widow, which honestly I think Black Widow gets a little more hate than Eternals, but I think maybe Eternals is more underrated. I don't know, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, but I'm here to tell you, Eternals does not deserve to be the first MCU movie to get a Rotten score. Like, maybe in the future there could be an MCU movie that will get a Rotten score. I kind of predict that Blade is going to be getting a Rotten score. It's gonna be the next MCU movie. Based on the level of drama, controversy, and production troubles. I am still personally excited for Blade though. I think Blade will be awesome, and I think it could be the best Blade movie. Marshall Ali seems like a more fitting choice than Wesley Snipes. Snipes, yeah. But I get people's concern about it being PG-13, but maybe it's R-rated. Who knows? But yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the hate for Eternals. I mean, and 1 year later, which by the way, happy first anniversary to this underrated gem. Yeah, 1 year later, it still holds up as an underrated gem. Yeah. Now let's talk about why I love Eternals. Yeah, first and foremost, this is the most different MCU movie. I mean, this movie is nothing like the MCU. I mean, of course, we got some MCU movies where like they tackle different genres, but they still stick with the MCU formula. Um, None of the MCU formula was even found in Eternals, which is probably why MCU fans hated it because it was nothing like the MCU. People literally like pan this movie. People literally destroy this movie. I mean, this is what annoys me about this is what annoys me about MCU fans. They ask for something and then they get it and then they just become ungrateful about it. Like for example, people have been asking for a Black Widow movie, and even if it was supposedly too late, people still ask for a Black Widow movie. But well, what do you know? People hate Black Widow. People destroyed Black Widow when it came out. Just because it was too late, they just tore it to shreds. I mean, yeah, I still don't get the hate. I mean, at least you got at least that film has Yelena and one of the best MCU characters next to Kate Bishop, and you also have Hopper in it, and probably Black Natasha at her best. So I don't know what's with the Black Widow hate. But I'm not sure which one's more underrated. But considering the Black Widow at least got like a pass, and people said that Eternals was bad. Yeah, but I think I mean but I was trying to say people wanted Eternals to be people wanted an MCU movie that has a different formula. And the moment you get one, people complain that oh, it's nothing like the MCU that we know, which is yeah. And honestly, by the way, I actually wanted this to be like the highest rated MCU movie since Black Panther, or maybe even the most critically acclaimed MCU movie. I was hoping that it would like dethrone Black Panther, even if I was never expecting it to be my favorite MCU movie. Period. I still thought that this was going to be like the regarded as the greatest MCU movie ever made, but oh, it turns out it's not. Yeah, and it is the worst of them all. Like, I mean, at least this movie like started out with a fresh score, but even with it started out with I still haven't forgotten it. It started out with a 72%. I was so disappointed that it was like one of the lowest MCU movies, and it sucks that this movie was panned, and yeah, what a disappointment. But yeah, that doesn't stop me from loving this film because I support this movie for being different. I mean, I'm an MCU fan myself. I like MCU movies that follow the same formula, but at the same time, I like MCU movies that try something different. Eternals is not an MCU movie. It's more of a Chloe Zhao movie. This is a movie that is more focused on storytelling than what the Marvel is. I mean, Marvel's usually Marvel's priority isn't really on the storytelling. It's on it's on the their characters and the action and the spectacle. Yes, don't get me wrong. Eternals does have a spectacle. I mean it is pretty massive in scale. I mean you got probably like the best visuals put into a Marvel movie. Period. Just it just looks beautiful and you also got some like an amazing epic score by from the guy who composed the Game of Thrones, which I keep forgetting her name. Speaking of that, yeah, this movie even has a two Game of Thrones cast members, Richard Madden and Kit Harington, and yeah, this movie has such an incredible cast. Yeah, you know, like I already said their names, so I won't repeat them again. But yeah, this movie has such a large cast of characters. I mean, I, I I know people say that this movie should have been a TV show, but I mean, true. I mean, I could have liked it better as a TV show, but this movie has pretty much the budget to become a movie, and yeah, at least this movie had a long runtime, and people complain that this movie has a long runtime when they want it to be a TV show, which TV shows are usually like three. The MCU TV shows are usually like 3 hours or maybe even 4 hours. Depends on how long each episode is. But I think you get my point. Yeah. I think the movie absolutely works with a 2 hours and 36 minute runtime because you're absolutely yeah, because this is a massive movie, a movie where you have like so many. My bad. Wait, sorry, my bad. I dropped my I almost dropped my phone. My bad. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You have so many characters to work with, so yeah, making this movie 2 hours and 40 minutes is the right decision. And I don't think it's too long. I mean, I think they're able to introduce it well. But yeah, and I love this story. This is yeah, there's a brilliant plot. Yeah, a very powerful plot that tackles heavy themes about humanity and history and civilizations and yeah, this feels like a love letter to humanity. I mean, this movie literally questions the faith of humanity. Is are we is humanity leaving I mean, I'm sure you know what I mean by that. And Drake absolutely makes a good point. When he said, wait, what was the quote again? I mean, I can't really seem to remember honestly, but I think he said something. Oh yeah, I watched humans destroy each other when I could stop it all in a heartbeat. Do you know what that does to someone after centuries? Could our mission have been a mistake? Are we really helping these people build a better world? We're just like the soldiers down there, pawns to their leaders, blinded by loyalty. Yeah, that is like pretty much representing the themes of the movie about how bad humanity is, how humanities are just blinded by loyalty, and how how like the Eternals like really shaped to they really like want to make a better world and that is just such a brilliant yeah exploration that I think is just heavily misunderstood. I mean, I don't think it was overstuffed. I don't think it was messy. I think I was able to get the plot. In fact, I believe I explained the plot very well. Maybe you can tell me if I explained correctly, but I just don't agree. I'm not trying to be arrogant or trying to be in denial, but it's kind of true. And yeah, even the characters, people say that there is a no character development, but I actually cared about all the characters. I think all the characters are well written, and I cared about each one well, except for one character which I have a complaint for, which I'll definitely get to later on when I'm close to explaining the flaws. But yeah, I mean, I love all of them. I mean, I even remember the names. People can't even remember the names, but yeah, I can name all of them. Cersei, Icarus, Tina, Joy, Sprite, Kingo, Makari, Gilgamesh, Fastos, and Ajak. Or by the way, this is pretty much how I rank them. Yeah, pretty much how I rank these guys. Probably like I'll say number one Cersei. Cersei, Icarus, Tina, Joy, Sprite, Kingo, Fastos, Gilgamesh. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I like them all. I think I remember their names and I remember their like what kind of people are they, and I even remember what kind of superpowers they have. And let me tell you, they don't have the typical superhero. They don't have the typical MCU. I mean, their powers even feel different. And what's even better is that these it's very diverse as well. I mean, you got a gay character, and you got even a deaf character. Like, this came out before Hawkeye, so Makari came first before Echo, technically, in the MCU. So people think that Echo was the first deaf character in the MCU, but it's actually um it's actually yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean by that. But I really appreciate this movie for actually looking for a deaf actress to play a deaf character. And the LGBTQ scene, yeah, people just stop hating on LGBTQ representations. I think it's just I think it's just getting old nowadays when people just take crap on the the LGBTQ representation. I mean, every movie that has some sort of LGBTQ gets panned. I mean, gets banned in countries. Like, why can't the government just let them show the LGBTQ scenes? I mean, this I think I'm not sure if there are any movie that came before this that got panned by critics. I mean, no, I mean, let me rephrase that. I can't remember a movie before this that got banned in a country due to LGBTQ representation. But if you know one, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, first this one, and then Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness with America Chavez being like, I mean, people like thought of her as a lesbian, but I mean, but actually she's I don't. The movie never explained her being a lesbian. Yeah, she was the daughter of she was the daughter of a lesbian couple, a married lesbian couple. So, but just because someone is married to an LGBTQ same gender marriage, doesn't mean the child can choose not to be can choose to be LGBTQ. I'm sure maybe America Chavez is actually not an LGBTQ, but it's not lesbian. She said she just has lesbian mothers. We'll see what happens to America Chavez's future, but come on, guys. I mean, that's just even like the LGBTQ representation. It's just a memory lane or something. It's not even like a big deal. Actually, fun fact: when I saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I actually went to the toilet when I asked when the lesbian memory scene happened, and yeah, that's why I was like, come on, like, where's the LGBTQ? I was like saying that stuff because I was in the toilet when they actually showed why people thought that America Chavez is an LGBTQ, and people like literally bullied so she told the comments. Oh yeah, well, I'm going off topic. I'm sorry, but I make a point that movies with LGBTQ keeps getting destroyed, whether it's by the government or by but the box office. Like the recent Bros, for example. By the way, I've seen Bros, and I love that movie. I don't know why Bros bombed at the box office. I think it was because of the marketing, but yeah, people thought that people said it bombed because it was woke and it insults straight people. What's so woke about it? But yes, anti SJWs. In fact, people said it was woke as well because probably because it has a female lead. A lot of people complained that Icarus wasn't the main character, and it was Cersei. I actually love Cersei. I think Cersei is the most underrated MCU character ever. In fact, I think all the Eternals have a place in my most underrated MCU characters list. I think all of them are underrated. Maybe except for Icarus, because I think Icarus is the only well received member of the Eternals. I think people like Makari, but I'm not sure if it's enough. But not people. Yeah, but most people like Icarus. Thank God for that. Yeah, and I was impressed with the performance. I mean, with Gemma Chan, wow, what an impressive performance she gave. Richard Madden was also incredible, and yeah, and even with the all star cast and so many characters, everyone was able to stand out. Like I was able to care, and no one was left behind. Again, except for one character, which I'll get to the flaw shortly. But I want to get everything out of the way first. And yeah, now I remember like complaining about the comedy the first time, but honestly, I'm okay with it now though. I'm okay with the comedy because not every movie needs to be serious. I mean, even some of the more serious MCU movies have comedy. I think the only MCU movie that has a zero comedy scenes was the Incredible Hulk. Maybe there was comedy, but I just don't remember it. But yeah, I just don't remember any comedy. And yeah, nowadays the Incredible Hulk is kind of overrated because everyone's like, people are praising it now, and I don't think it deserves it in my opinion. I think the Incredible Hulk is just okay. It's just worth us skipping. But where was I? I was okay with the comedy. I mean, it's fine, I guess. The comedy is fine. I mean, I don't think it was as forced as I remember. I mean, you got characters like Kingo. Kingo is played by a comedic actor. So at first I was concerned about the casting choice because I was like, oh no, this movie gonna have comedy. But I was like, it's not bad. The comedy is not bad. Yeah, even Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's like pretty much one of the most grounded MCU movies, and that had like really good jokes. Like I forgot like the plane jumping scene had some jokes to it, and I think it made sense. I mean, yeah, Eternals like yeah, I was too harsh in the jokes. But yeah, and let's talk about the action scenes. Yeah, this pretty much has one of the least action in the MCU, but every single action scene in the MCU is just wow. Like all the action scenes in the MCU are just all the action scenes in the Eternals are great. I mean, especially the opening scene in I mean especially the opening fight scene with the Eternals saving the early civilization guys from deviants. I think a lot of people like the scene. Thankfully, yeah, the score in that scene and pretty much the score overall is just brilliant, man. I love, man, so good. Is there anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, and let's talk about the third act. The plot twist that Icarus is actually the villain. I mean, Icarus was actually the main character in the comics, based on what I heard. That he was the main character in Jack Kirby's comics. But but I like the turn of events to like make Cersei the main character and Icarus the villain. I mean, I did not see that comment. I think that was a great twist. I was shocked to see Icarus be the villain because that was a great twist, man. That was such a great twist. Of course, well, Icarus did redeem himself and make a heroic sacrifice, but like, I remember when I first saw Eternals in theaters, I was not a fan of Icarus being the villain. I was like, I was like, are you serious? That's actually a very bad decision to. That's a very bad idea to make Icarus the villain because I don't know. It's just it just like wasn't for I just didn't really buy that it was the first time, but thankfully I saw Turtles a second time, and well, of course I saw Turtles like a lot of times now. I can't even count how many, but I think it was like probably among like the five MCU movies I rewatched the most. I was able to I get I get Icarus's um I get why he's a villain now. Um, yeah, it made more sense on why Icarus did all this. Basically, take it like Captain America: Civil War, where one side believed that in the thing that's controlling our heroes, while the other side wants them to stop the thing that's controlling them. Like the reason why Icarus killed Ajax is because he didn't want the immersions to stop. Icarus wanted the immersions to yeah, Icarus wanted the emergents to actually do their job. That's actually one thing. That's actually one plot point I forgot to mention when I told the story. How they had to like stop the emergence, but yeah. Icarus didn't really wanted the emergence to keep going. He believed in the emergence. Which is why yeah, which actually really made sense and why Icarus did what he did. He did like all those bad things. It really made sense, and yeah. And let's talk about some of my favorite moments in the film. Yeah, some of my yeah I love the Kingo dancing. Yeah, I if you guys remember, I did these those dance edit memes with the Kingo scene. Yeah, that's because like I really love the dancing. One of my favorite dance scenes of all time. My favorite scene was when Cersei learns the truth about Irish Shem. Which I think is a brilliant scene because we get to show how Irisham actually came to be, how no, I mean how the emergence was formed, how it came to be, and how in fact how the Eternals was created, and it was told in such a visually stunning and beautiful way. Yeah, I absolutely love that scene, and yeah, and I absolutely love how they set up materials too, which I heard it's going to be called celestial end of time, which is probably gonna be like focusing on some Eternals, and then with the addition of Harry Styles like Eros or whatever his name is, but Harry Styles is probably gonna be front and center, like based on rumors I've heard that oh yeah, Star Fox, his name is Star Fox, Harry Styles, and as a Harry Styles fan, yeah, I look forward to seeing Harry Styles. I mean, I defended him in I defended Harry Styles' character in Don't Worry Darling. I'm not sure if he will be the villain or not in Eternals to Celestial. So we'll see what happens to Harry Styles' character in the sequel. I'm not really sure what kind of direction this is gonna take. Um, okay, well now let's get to some of my minor criticism with the movie because I'm running out of time. I got other things to do. So yeah, and of course I still need to edit this. So yeah, I'll get it done as quickly as possible. I wish we knew more about Ajak because Ajak was said to be the leader of the Eternals, but maybe how I would have rewrote her character. Make us know about her character. Make her like maybe lead the Eternals until like halfway point. Maybe towards the third act when she gets killed off. Like maybe have Icarus like secretly kill her off. Like kill her towards the third act without any like Eternals like knowing about it, and then like but or maybe at least make us know more about Ajak before making her die. But considering that they're killing her way too early when she was supposed to be the leader. In fact, even in Comic Con, they said that she was supposed to be the leader of the Eternals. But yeah, I think I had like I mean she had some sort of personality, and I love the Salma Hayek's portrayal. I think she was perfect for the role, but just at least make her like more yeah, give her like more to do. Because as of now, Ajak is honestly my least favorite Eternals member because since we didn't really get to know about her. And I think there's another one. Hold on, wait. I had another flaw, but I'm just gonna think about it. Oh yeah. Karun, who is Kingo's assistant. Like honestly, we don't need Karun. Like I thought he was like probably my least favorite character in the entire movie. Like, what was the point of him like coming with a Kingo just so he could like film? I guess he wanted to make a documentary about Kingo's adventures, but he's really annoying. Like he's like stalking them. He's like trying to stalk the Eternals by recording them behind their backs, and then and then like and then this one action scene involving the deviants. Like he still like makes jokes in the middle of the fight, which is very unnecessary. I mean, he had a film camera and they break it, and then he has another camera and they break it. Blah blah blah. I mean, that was such a repetitive joke to how like Arun like keep bringing cameras and then Sprite just breaks it. It's so repetitive. So yeah. That's pretty much the only criticisms I have with Eternals. So overall, Eternals is an underrated gem, and I still don't get the hate for it. I think I'll never will. I never will. I understand if it's not your cup of tea. I mean, this is not your typical MCU movie. It's very more story oriented. It feels more like a passion project. It's not trying to be some big mindless action movie. It's actually trying to tell you a compelling, complex story with absolute deep themes and that humanity can resonate with. I like these characters. I love the story and I love the action. I mean, it still got that big spectacle to it. As this is the most visually stunning MCU film, and yeah. So with that said, I'm gonna give Eternals a high 9 out of 10. So yeah, that's all for my review of Eternals. Yeah, and that's all for me. Defending Eternals. That's a lot of fun. Defending this underrated gem. Probably easily probably the most underrated superhero movie ever made. Period, and the most underrated of the MCU movies. So yeah, what's your opinion on Eternals? Are you a defender of this movie, or do you think this movie is underwhelming, or do you not like this movie? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for stay tuned for surprise videos for Stranger Things Day. Yes, tomorrow is Stranger Things Day, and of course I got some videos to do. So yeah, bye guys.